Good morning. It
Morning.
feels like it feels like it's a Wednesday because, or maybe it feels like a Monday because we had off. Anyway, it's a good morning. It's Tuesday morning here in Atlanta. First live stream of the week. Hello, I'm Brent Leary, and I get to spend the next few good minutes. It's like a dynamic duo in the morning here. I'm used to doing one-on-one, so it's even better when I have multiple people to speak with. Particularly, we're talking about something like TikTok and CRM and commerce and all that good stuff. And so, with me this morning, I had the pleasure of speaking to Erin Dorshorst. What is that, like 2 weeks ago
Yeah,
during the
connections.
connections?
Yeah.
That's right, the connections post game keynote conversation. So, welcome back, Erin.
Thank you for having me.
And joining Erin today is Bhagath Ganga. He is also with Salesforce. I didn't have the pleasure of speaking with him then, but I do have the pleasure of speaking with him now. Thank you for joining me, Ganga.
Thank
This
you
is
for
great
having me.
for you to join Aaron. And let's just jump into it, man, because I mean, everybody's talking about TikTok, right? Generally speaking, the importance of social when it comes to business, whether it's B2B or B2C, it's just growing exponentially. But it seems like a channel like TikTok has even put even more emphasis and spotlight on the importance of trying to figure out how to do a better job of seamlessly transitioning all this great content and attention that comes with a channel like TikTok over to something that is a tangible transaction. And that's what a lot of people are in businesses for, to do something like that. So I saw a stat, and I think I saw it in the Salesforce slide deck actually. So uh, TikTok has 1 billion monthly active users. Am I right with that?
Yeah,
You are right.
you're right.
So that's like 1/7 of the world's population is actually active at least once a month on this one channel. And like 3 or 4 years ago, I never even heard of TikTok. I thought it was like a child's game or something. But look at what's happened over the next 3 or 4 years, the growth it's had, and how much time people spend interacting and engaging with the content. So I had a buddy who wrote a book called Social, I think it was called Kick Ass Social Commerce, something like that, 2014, 8 years ago.
Wow.
When you think of social commerce, then most people didn't. But compared to now, it's like night and day. So maybe I could ask each of you to just give me like your high level thoughts on just how important B2B, B2C for companies to be able to engage in a channel like TikTok in a way that does have a meaningful monetization piece, because that's what people are in business for. But talk about, just generally speaking, before we get into the specifics about Salesforce, the importance of companies to have the kind of presence on a channel like TikTok that actually leads to meaningful relationship building and monetization.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you mentioned, 1 billion people a month is a lot of people to reach, right? And so from a business perspective, from a company perspective, you have to be where your audience is. You have to be where your shoppers are. Obviously, from a social perspective, I think our natural inclination is to think of B2C use cases, right? Because we are all shoppers. Most of us are using social media in some way, shape, or form. You have to be really careful doing research around TikTok because you'll look up 4 hours later and you've been sitting on your phone scrolling that whole time. But I mean, it just comes to the point where you have to be where your shoppers are, where your audience is. And, as we start to see Gen Z especially start to have a greater pull from a dollar value perspective, we certainly know that they're on TikTok and we certainly know that they're on the social channel. And so really the time to act is now because, your front runners, your movers are going to be starting to activate those social channels, starting to engage, starting to deliver those personalized journeys for your user. And then from the B2B side of the house, which I think, you don't always think of top of mind, but certainly there are use cases there as well, because as we all are shoppers and we all expect the best experience everywhere, that's going to carry over into other parts of your life, right? So when you're working and you're engaging from a B2B perspective, maybe you're a buyer, you want to have that easy interaction as well. And certainly your personal life is going to influence your business life as well. So when you're getting those advertisements, you're getting influenced via social media, that's going to carry over into your work life as a buyer and what's influencing on your day to day.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just adding to what Erin already said, right? So the two main problems that our customers like to solve, right? So one is obviously increasing traffic to their storefront, increasing their brand awareness. And today's world, commerce is everywhere, right? So it's kind of apparent, like already inevitable, that we, from a commerce cloud standpoint, we provide our customers ability to advertise and sell their products wherever possible, right? And this actually is important, and this is obviously renewed interest in Commerce Cloud PM group, at least like in terms of like providing this capability. And for our customers, they can leverage the same APIs, right? So again, we're leveraging the same platform enhancements that we've made over the years, and all those efforts and investments are coming to fruition right now when we integrate with TikTok from an API first and from an API driven standpoint.
So a couple of weeks ago, during the Connections keynote, one of the big announcements that came out of it was this new integration and partnership that Salesforce had with TikTok. So maybe at a high level, you could kind of take us through what that announcement is and what that kind of helps Salesforce customers with in terms of, I mean, social commerce sounds so catchy together. We know that social is important. We know that commerce is important, but bringing them together to make it easy for businesses to contract business with customers, with consumers on those kind of channels. How does it help with that component?
Yeah, I can start, Erin. So so we have a two-pronged strategy, right? So we identified the channels that are really important for our customers, right? So as I said, Instagram, TikTok, and Snap together will have about over 5 billion monthly active users. Obviously, might be repeat users between those channels, but over 5 billion monthly active users together, right? So we've decided to prioritize these three channels this year and early next year to provide direct integrations from within Commerce Cloud to these channels, so that our merchandisers can, one, launch integrations to these social channels, and two, synchronize the product catalog or product sets that are relevant or that they'd like to advertise on these channels, and then three, provide the necessary APIs and tools so that the shopper activity data needs to be sent to these channels, so that these channels can use the data for retargeting, right? So and then obviously the second prong of the strategy is that we are still partnering or continue to partner with companies like CD Commerce, GoData Feed, and Feedonomics, so that our customers have this aggregator path for the channels that we wouldn't necessarily prioritize building direct integrations with, right? So we're kind of covering the depth with direct integrations, and then breadth, offering the breadth by partnering with these aggregators, right? So that's our like overall strategy. And as I said, like the two main problems that we're trying to solve. One is increasing brand awareness and increasing traffic to the storefronts, and two, ability for shoppers to check out on these channels. The integration with TikTok specifically, we're starting with ads, which is basically ability for merchandisers to integrate with TikTok, synchronize product catalog, shopper activity data for ads, and being able to create relevant ads, right, for our shoppers. And then later this year, we'll go on to build the checkout capability on TikTok.
Yeah, and to add on to that, it's really about, focused on finding those new audiences, as Bhagath mentioned, how you can integrate more channels faster than ever before, right? Because time is money, of course, when it comes to business and meeting your shoppers where they are. And then, of course, it's about driving scale and security, right? So we know that today businesses are having to do more with less. So how do we help them continue to drive scale so that as they're bringing these new business values inside their organization, they can do so with scale and be able to do more with less. And security is always top of mind. It's our number one value at Salesforce. So of course, everything we do, we have security in mind when we do it.
Now, when I think of any social channel, I think about more of the consumer side of the house. It's, we go there personally to share things with friends and family. So when you think of TikTok, you see things that make you laugh and make you, smile, and you want to share it with your friends and family. You spend a lot of time, like Erin, you were saying, if you're not careful, you can spend the whole day doing that. And that actually creates a lot of opportunities, but it's not just for, folks who are interested in consumers, but a lot of those habits do transition over to people who are more on the B2B, the enterprise side. So are you seeing those kind of companies, those B2B companies that are also your customers, are you seeing them trying to figure out how to take advantage of TikTok in order to build relationships and also, hopefully do a little business?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, digital transformation, I think, is a hot topic for B2B in general. Obviously, I think COVID actually pushed a lot of that forward, and the need for digital transformation, or really surfacing why digital transformation, whenever, people weren't able to have those face-to-face interactions like they were before. So I think digital transformation and all things digital transformation are certainly top of mind for B2B. And often what you see leading on the B2C side is something that then B2B wants to take advantage of, because they do know that the people that are working for them, their buyers, their reps are having these interactions, and they want the same interaction when they come into work, or when they're, not just having their personal experiences. They want that best experience continued throughout, whatever touch point that they're being associated with. And of course, any influence that you have, you're going to take with you in, every part of your life, no matter what channel it is.
And just adding to what Erin just said, like all B2B companies, or most B2B companies, are also going direct to consumer.
Mhm.
And for those D2C use cases, a channel like TikTok is absolutely great, actually.
So I was at a conference recently, and one of the keynote speakers was talking about all these channels that are coming on board, and there were already, from a kind of a back office enterprisey kind of look. There's all this discussion about silos, like departments are silos, applications are silos, and then he said all these emerging channels, they're also becoming silos. They're becoming their own individual silo. And I had never really thought about it like that. And I'm thinking, that's not good. we already have enough silos. So how do we make sure that a channel, an important channel like TikTok, doesn't become or act like another silo, which means like one piece of the organization owns it, and then it becomes something as a standalone as opposed to a fully integrated piece of the puzzle, because it feels like there's an opportunity for this to happen because we've seen this happen before. So how does an integration like Commerce Cloud and TikTok help TikTok not be something that becomes completely separate from something else that may emerge, become incredibly important?
That's a great question. I think it kind of ties back to what Paul asked yesterday about relevance on TikTok, right? So how can you make sure that the data that about me, for example, on TikTok is kind of not siloed, right? That's where the power of our platform comes in, right? So with CDP, we are not only integrating the shopper activity data on like a storefront, we also get opportunity, or customers who are using CDP can add several data sources, right? From an off-store or offline data, right? From a store data, and from loyalty, loyalty software, if a customer has a loyalty software. So with Salesforce, we have an opportunity to aggregate all this data, right, with CDP and our Interaction Studio products, right, and make those recommendations or ads more relevant So if someone like TikTok, if obviously if you want to prevent that data silo problem, if you can leverage our Einstein recommendations API, which is our flagship AI API that we have, that actually makes it more powerful and more relevant for a Commerce Cloud shopper on TikTok. That's how this
So
integration can actually benefit TikTok, I guess. Yeah.
absolutely. What about, we know it could be a better experience, or at least a frictionless experience if somebody sees something in a TikTok video and there's a relevant offer that makes it very easy for them to click on and take advantage of. What are some of the other benefits from the kind of the employer or the worker side of these kinds of integrations? Does it provide them with more data, more opportunities to analyze things, to analyze a marketing campaign, or if we provide this kind of video and make this little piece inside of this video, more likely there might be a better conversion rate. What are some of the opportunities for analytics and insights that come from an integration like this?
Yeah, and I can start, Bhagath. I know you'll have some insights as well. I mean, first party data is so important right now. People just really can't get enough first party data. And so the more information you have is just another opportunity for you to be able to better personalize your experience, not just on the TikTok or social media platform, but throughout their entire journey, right? So not only are they getting the benefit of having a more, a seamless experience, getting to your product faster by offering it in a channel that they are like social media, but you're also gathering more information and more data that you can actually then use across other parts of their journey or other touch points with your brand. And I think that that's so important, having that data, being able to analyze that data and put that data into journeys, so that you can create a larger lifetime value of that customer overall. Bhagath, you probably have some thoughts as
Yeah.
well.
Just adding to what Erin said, I think it also helps our customers like figure out the ROI on these investments, right? So if they see a lot of shoppers coming in through TikTok, or we can actually track, once we have checkout enabled, we can track orders by channel type. So channel types being Instagram, TikTok, and our storefront, etc. Right? So we can actually see how that's trending, like the trends in the channel type orders, etc. And then it not only informs us, it also informs our customers to invest in areas where they're seeing a lot of return on, like really good return on investments, right? So that's a great, I think, attribute to our analytics capabilities.
All right. So I know yesterday that you talked to my buddy, Paul Greenberg, and knowing there's limited time, I heard that there's at least one question that he wanted to propose to you, but due to time constraints, he couldn't get it in. So I asked him to record a video of him asking the question he would have asked if he had the time. And here it is.
Hey, Erin, long time no see. Since what, yesterday? Hi. Listen, I have a question for you that I really would love to hear how you respond. One of the powers of TikTok is its organic nature and the ease of and how easy they make it to participate either as a creator or a consumer. It gives you almost a sense of community and involvement by the way it's done, and it scales dramatically well, and the algorithms are so good that it really helps to sustain and personalize your feed and continually change it as your interests change. It's a remarkable platform. Because of that organic nature, there's also a danger, I think. And one of the things I'm curious about is what you think about this. A year ago, TikTok at the Global World Congress released a large number of marketing tools. You guys have recently released, through your Commerce Cloud and social commerce platform, an integration with TikTok that's quite strong and allow for highly personalized, targeted advertising and marketing. When does TikTok reach the point that the commercial interests of business through the targeted marketing and advertising and the global the tools that they released in general, your tools, everyone else's, when does it reach the point where people start saying, look, enough of this, I'm being hit by ads all the time, I'm being marketed to nonstop, I just want to enjoy the content, but I can't anymore, I'm leaving? So my question, 3-point. 1, do you think it can possibly reach that point? 2, to prevent it, what would you have to do? If it reaches that point, how do you fix it? How do you balance the organic nature with the commercial side? And that's it. I almost feel like saying, and happy birthday to you, because it feels like I'm doing a cameo video, but I'm not. So anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing how you answer the question.
Okay, so that was more than one question in there, folks, but feel free to dive in and handle it whichever way you'd like.
All right. I almost felt like he was like right here with us. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that this is really an issue that all social or interactive channels have faced or will face at some point in their journey. There is a fine line between being intrusive and overwhelming versus personalized and helpful, right? And that's a very, fine line that all companies have to balance. And, here what really comes into play again is technology is advancing, artificial intelligence capabilities are advancing, machine learning is advancing, and it's really leveraging those capabilities to make sure that you're really only servicing the most relevant ads and target versus, having an influx of things that are not going to matter. Because what we know in surveys we've conducted, being shoppers, users ourselves, is that if you're getting information that's relevant and personalized to you, you're going to be a lot more receptive, and the overall amount at which you're going to allow before you start to get frustrated is going to be greater, right? Because it's important to you, it's interesting to you. Versus if you're getting stuff that doesn't matter to you, right? That threshold is going to be a lot lower, and your frustration will come on a lot quicker. So I think it's really about balancing that, leveraging the tools, the capabilities that we now see in technology today to make sure that it's not about the volume that you're sending, but it's about the quality and the personalization that you're sending. And of course, from a Salesforce perspective, trust and security is always top of mind for us. So, we value that greatly, and we are actually here to help businesses, overcome some of those challenges. And, Bhagath, I know you're in the product day in and day out, so you certainly have some, insight onto, what we're doing specifically from a product standpoint here.
Sure. I think again, I said, like, it ties back to our, so relevance and accuracy. Right? These are two main things that you look for, like when you're personalizing experience for a shopper, right? On any channel, right? And this is where I guess our investments in our data 360 strategy or customer 360 strategy come into fruition, right? So we have our CDP, which can aggregate data from multiple systems or multiple streams, right? It's not about, like, if your TikTok, for example, can just have data about shopper's activity on a storefront, right? But with Salesforce, you have the advantage of getting data across multiple streams and multiple channels, so that we form a single view of that customer across multiple channels and use the same data to personalize an experience of a shopper across multiple channels. And not only that, I mean, we have APIs like omni-channel inventory, right, which will give you accurate inventory across any channel, right? So those are the kinds of things I think these are the APIs that TikTok can leverage from our platform to make the shopper's experience more relevant and accurate.
There's so much going on. I mean, we just talked about TikTok. Because of the popularity of TikTok, YouTube is coming in with YouTube Shorts or something like that. Almost every one of these channels is kind of responding because of just how incredible the growth has been on TikTok, and how generational it seems to be in terms of millennials, Gen Z. I think there's now a generation Alpha or something that's coming on. So we know that nothing stays, put, as some channels come up and grab the attention. you want to be able to monetize and build the relationships wherever the people are spending their time. How does, give me kind of a future look at what companies should be on the lookout for in order to not just kind of do a whack-a-mole. All right, this channel seems to be good, so we'll focus on that and we'll figure out an integration strategy. How do they approach this from a long-term standout? We know that channels are going to come and go. We know that certain channels are going to get people's attention, and when you have people's attention, that's like the golden goose. How do you monetize that? How do you look at social commerce today and then look at it in the future, and what do you help your customers try to understand about creating a path and being able to create a strategy for that path going forward? Because it feels like 5 years ago looks nothing like what we're faced with right now. So I'm guessing 5 years from now it's going to look completely different.
Yeah, I think so. To answer that question, there are two main points, right? So for our customers, right? So there are three channels that are important today, as I said, like over 5 billion monthly active users. There can be more tomorrow, right? So it's really important for us to kind of advise our customers, and provide the architecture that provides reusability across all these channels. So the way we develop, it's not about just developing the integrations. The way we develop the integrations also has to be reusable and has to provide that quicker time to value, right? And that's where I think our API strategy and all the investments that we have made on the platform will definitely help. And the integrations that we're building with TikTok are reusable for Snap and Instagram as well. And I think that's how we help. The second path to it is strong analytical capabilities. So if we provide all the like as I said, ROI and all the analytics that our customers need on our platform, and so that they can actually get like a single view of a customer across all these channels, and also an ROI per channel basis. And that's where I think we can actually help customers onboard onto more channels quickly.
Yeah, just to kind of double down on that, I think it's about how you set up your infrastructure, right? So making sure that you're moving forward in a scalable and secure way, taking advantage of your architecture, taking advantage of your technology, is the path forward, because there's always going to be something new. You said 5 years from now, like 5 months from now, like who knows what it's going to be like, right? And so being able to do more with less, having the technology there that's going to facilitate you to integrate to more channels faster based on how it's set up and the technology and the platform is, I think, really what's going to allow companies to keep being able to grow and take advantage of, the next new thing.
I really appreciate both of you taking time to kind of explain what you guys are doing specifically, but just getting some general thoughts, because it feels like the world is just speeding up. When you say TikTok has 1 billion monthly users, active users, and 3 years ago, most people didn't know how to spell TikTok. It's just really an incredible thing what technology is allowing, particularly communications, for us to reach so many people in so many different ways. And from a business perspective, it's got to be kind of exciting, but also frustrating, because you got to figure out how to do that, how to reach those folks in a meaningful way. So I really appreciate it. I have one last question. Erin has already answered this. She is already off the hook. But Bhagath,
Sure.
do you have a favorite NFL team?
Patriots. I lived in Boston for some time, and Patriots is my favorite NFL team.
I had such a great time talking with you, Bhagath. It was
Sorry,
so good while it lasted.
Videos.
Okay. I'm going to have to overlook that last answer because we had such a great conversation. So I would like to thank both Bhagath and Erin for joining me. Thanks for such a great conversation up until that last answer. But I really enjoyed it. Lots of great information. And where can people go to learn more about the integration?
Yeah, you can find.
Good.
I was gonna say you can find more on Salesforce.com. You can learn more through our Commerce Cloud page and through our recent press release. Of course, Salesforce Plus, you can actually see a replay of the connection session, which you mentioned, where you'll get to see not only the exciting announcement, but a really cool demo on it as well.
Cool. And I have to do one thing. Got to do a quick shout out to another Salesforce person that I really like. And Chin, I just saw, I got a Facebook notification that today is Ann Chin's birthday. So happy birthday, Ann. And by the way, the lovely dog in the corner, that is the CRM Players official mascot, Minnie. So I got to say that. Got to put that in there. All right. Thanks to both of you. And thanks to everybody who watched. I will see you later next week. No, a couple days. We're doing the CRM Players in a couple days. Jeez, what am I doing here? Thanks again.
All right,
Thank you.